and other plans. He ended up shooting one of the robbers. The robber ended up being Corey Miller and Josh. Well, he ended up getting life in prison at just 19 years old. People wanted Dana and Hollywood upset, but especially on Dana. They were saying Josh shouldn't have left court. Corey was really loved in Dana. Now, fast forward to 2021, Barry was back home from the first body we talked about in the beginning of the video.
These boys putting this shit down like they putting it down.
And another guy named Brett, who's always
I don't be knowing though. I just chilling, doing my little G-shot shit.
On his wedding day. Some say he felt the pressure of the feds. And the reason why, according to the news,
they gonna get up trying to hit the sip up.
They go by the name Snap City Surge. They end up robbing him and shooting him. He ended up surviving.
Trying to get back to that road running. You know what I'm saying?
Eric ended up getting
I feel better when I'm road running, you know?
Responsible from everything to home invasions to murders. That's how the feds described these men who are now facing federal charges tonight. NBC6 reporter Jim Willis in Fort Lauderdale.
Tell me up.
The U.S. Attorney says 3 violent criminals are off the street tonight behind bars after years of terrorizing Broward County. These 2 men are alleged members of a violent gang called Onsite. Court documents obtained by NBC6 say the Onsite gang lived up to its name to, quote, reflect the willingness of enterprise members to commit acts of extreme violence, including murder, without hesitation. 28-year-old Eric Hunter, a.k.a. E, and 27-year-old Derek Slade, a.k.a. D, arraigned today in federal court. Hunter is the alleged leader who planned, organized, and supervised the gang's criminal activity. Slade and a third person arraigned earlier this month are alleged to carry out the crimes. The indictment says the criminals, quote, engage in multiple acts of violence to intimidate victims and reduce likelihood of resistance, engaged in drive-by shootings to engender fear, and while incarcerated, maintain contact with others to achieve the goals of the enterprise. The feds allege the gang also used social media to, quote, maintain virtual presences and to establish and enhance the perception of the enterprise's violent nature and to recruit potential members and threaten other rival gang members. They allegedly used social media to post pictures of their crimes or potential victims. If convicted, they could face life in prison. In Broward, Jamie Garola, NBC6 News.
Now, Surge had a lot of love in Hollywood, even connected to some known local Hollywood rappers. One of them was a rapper called Tay that you see to the right of the screen. Trey and a guy named Sid, both from Hollywood, as well known rappers. Trey went by HMT Trey, and Sid went by Liberia Sid. They had a track called FTO with a little over 500,000 views and counting.
Got me walking with a limp like one of my legs bigger fat. You know we standing on that thing, you know I can't move.
Now Trey and Sid been brothers, as they would say, jits. But in early 2021, Trey's mother, Missy, was gunned down. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family. She wasn't robbed, she was targeted. She was gunned down broad daylight.
New on the night team, the story of a woman gunned down while walking to work in broad daylight.
Karen Hensel explains why a month later her sisters are now turning to 7 Investigates.
This is video from the first day of school as 39-year-old Misty Hopkins led kids in like a Pied Piper.
She's like your biggest support system. Like, no matter what you are doing, she was never a bad person. She always laughed.
But her laughter was silenced the day the mother of 8 was shot and killed at this business center on Northwest 27th Avenue near 175th Street in Miami Gardens. It was a Friday, March 19th, around lunchtime. Misty was returning to work at her salon, Hair Free, talking to a friend on the phone.
She was on the phone with her, and I guess she told her, I guess somebody started her, and she was like, wow, you scared me. And what are you here for? And then all of a sudden, I guess, with him pulling out the gun on her, I guess, and she got gunshots.
Did she indicate whether she thought Misty knew this person?
I don't think she did, because she said, oh, you scared me. Who are you here for? And that's it.
And she heard gunshots.
Miami Gardens police say Misty Hopkins was approaching the salon door when she was confronted and shot to death by a man wearing a black coat. Police say she died here in this hallway, but the man fled down the stairs and headed west across Northwest 27th Avenue.
The women say Misty was not robbed, but was shot several times.
What does that tell you?
He said it was intentional, that they was out to seek a bit revenge. Personally.
But not towards her, because she wouldn't want my flowers, though.
They believe their friend was targeted for some reason because of the brutal way she was killed. They say many were too afraid to go to the funeral.
So we just kind of just stayed away.
If a person was that bold to kill her in broad daylight, who's to say you ain't come to the funeral?
Nicole and Latoya are Misty's lifelong friends, and Melanie is her biological sister. They share a friendship so close, they consider themselves all sisters.
That's what you do.
But staying away from her little sister's funeral was especially hard for Melanie.
It's not right. You have to be some kind of devil to even try to shoot her in her face, or just the thought of you just putting the bullet.
Hey, what's going on? Chicken in my tail.
She's beautiful. Like, you see her.
Right.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know why the bullets were aimed at her, but to even say goodbye, she didn't deserve that type of goodbye. She should have been celebrated.
There was sheer anguish the day Misty Hopkins died. And now, a month later, her sisters are hoping someone will come forward to find her killer.
Justice got to be served. Somebody got to speak up. If we don't speak up, then what's going to happen? Turn yourself in. You broke a lot of hearts.
Misty Hopkins was a wife, daughter, mother, grandmother, and sister. Her youngest child is just 2 years old.
How do you tell a 2-year-old their mom is gone? He's missing so much. And for him to be 2 years old and taking, I just don't understand.
The sisters are pleading, if you saw something,
I
say
would say what
something and call
did.
police. Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Karen Hensel, 7 News.
Now, at that point, you can only imagine what's going through Trey's head. Now, one person publicly made fun of this situation inside of a mall from the opposite side, Psycho Bob. Not only did he make fun of Miss Missy in the clip you'll later hear, but he also made a song about Sig's mother, allegedly having sexual relationships with her. Sig's mother was named Celeste, and Psycho Bob mentioned her in the song title, Stepdaddy, released last year with over 130,000 views and counting.
Stay down, that grown man, who's the set man down, let's look good for the head, real man. That's the outcome.
So as you can see, Psycho Bob disrespect to both of his ops from Hollywood was there. Psycho Bob will almost lose his life after he would be caught at a mall on camera on a viral clip speaking out about Celeste and also Miss Missy. Once again, may she rest in peace. Psycho Bob and his friend Clint was at the mall when they would find Trey and Sig inside the same department store, and this will happen. On that same day, leaving the mall in 2021, Psycho Bob would get in the car with 2 other people. He found himself getting hit up on the highway. Thank God a fan noticed him and was able to get him help right away, and he managed to survive.
Gunfire erupting on a busy road in Lauderhill, leaving a car riddled with bullets.
The shooting sending 3 people to the hospital, and that's where we find local 10 Sanella Sabovic live with what just learned about one of the victims. Sanella.
The victims, all men, were transferred here to Broward Health Medical Center from Plantation General Hospital. We're told they are stable, expected to be released soon, and one of them is actually a South Florida rapper.
3 friends were driving southbound on State Road 7 just north of Sunrise Boulevard Monday afternoon when they heard gunshots and pulled up right to a shooting scene.
When we came up, we just seemed like
Physical bullets. The 3 men inside were shot. One of the victims, police say, is rapper, goes by the name of Psycho Bob. Tristan Johnson left his friends behind and immediately drove them to Plantation General Hospital.
I was trying not to think about it.
Police say around 3 Monday afternoon, someone spotted black BMW started shooting at the men Dan tried to get away and crashed into several cars. The shooter caught two victims and continued to fire. As he separated both cars, shot back. The driver ended up right place.
That was an accident. Like, wow, especially if you got that line, see what that time go. The guy that look at that, he ended up speaking from that line. Yeah, the guy saying
Something like that.
Has landed on Ocean Array. Find your voice today.
Tell my little son to chill out. You know what's crazy? Hey, Jay, you know what's crazy? The same nigga they screaming that I told on the line on me. That same nigga